Starting in May 2025, thousands of travelers may face unexpected airport chaos. The way we fly, cross borders, and even pack our bags is about to change. And the biggest shocker? Your current ID might not work anymore. Imagine this scenario. You've arrived at the airport, bags packed, excitement in the air, only to be told you can't board your flight. Why? Your ID is no longer valid. Or picture yourself breezing through security, thinking you've packed like a pro, only for TSA to stop you in your tracks. And if you think your passport process is secure, think again. But don't cancel your 2025 travel plans just yet. I've got the breakdown of everything you need to know to stay ahead of the game. First up, mark your calendar for May 7th, 2025. That's the deadline for the Real ID rule. If you're still using your old driver's license, it won't get you through the TSA anymore. You'll need a Real ID compliant license, which has a star in the top right-hand corner. Simple, right? Well, here's the kicker. Only about 70% of states are on track to meet this deadline, and don't expect the TSA to extend the deadline again. Don't panic though, if you don't have one yet. You can still fly using a valid passport, a global entry card, or a veteran health ID card, and military IDs are good to go as well. But keep in mind that it can take 2 to 4 weeks to get a Real ID. Visit your DMV's website to see the specific requirements, as they vary by state. You'll likely need your passport or birth certificate, proof of residence, and your social security card. Oh, and don't throw away your old ID until your new one arrives. Some states are rolling out digital Real IDs, so check to see if your state does. But here's something you might not know. A Real ID isn't just for air travel. You'll also need it to enter federal buildings, which makes it almost like having a domestic passport. Next, let's talk about passports. Big news here. The State Department is rolling out online renewals to speed things up, but there are strict rules. To qualify for the online process, you need to be over 25, live in the U.S., and have a tourist passport that's 9 to 15 years old, and it must be undamaged. If your passport is of a special type, like diplomatic, this process won't apply. And let's talk about passport photos. No selfies, no glasses, no head coverings, unless for religious reasons. Just a professional photo with a plain white background. The online system checks for photo quality, but once you submit, your old passport is invalid. So don't start the renewal if you have upcoming travel. Processing takes 8 to 10 weeks, and there's no option to expedite. Women with name changes, whether through marriage or divorce, will need to provide certified court records or marriage certificates, so make sure to have your documents ready before starting the process. And if Europe's on your bucket list, be aware of the new ETIAS travel authorization. Starting in 2025, Americans will need this approval to enter the EU. The system will launch in the second quarter of 2025, costing $7.50, and it's valid for 3 years. Here's the twist. You must apply before booking your trip. While most approvals are quick, some can take up to 14 days. You'll also need approval even if you're just passing through on a cruise or a short visit. Children and seniors over 70 are exempt from the fee. The approval will be linked electronically to your passport, so keep that email confirmation handy. Expect delays at the border? Think again. Now here's a game changer. The EU has introduced new smart border control systems that could actually speed up your entry. Biometric passport checks will soon be common, meaning no more long lines as your face becomes your passport. This tech is making European borders more efficient, so don't be surprised if you sail through in record time. Don't forget the Schengen zone. If you're planning to visit more than one European country, remember the Schengen Area, 26 countries where you can travel without border checks. But don't get too comfy. You can stay up to 90 days within a 180-day period. Overstay, and you might get hit with a hefty fine or even banned from re-entering the Schengen Area for a while. Know your dates and plan your itinerary carefully. Keep your documents ready. Here's one you don't want to forget. Customs officers may ask for proof of onward travel. So make sure you have your flight out of Europe booked. This could mean the difference between getting waved through or having to face extra questions. A simple flight itinerary can save you from a stressful border moment. New liquid restrictions. You're probably used to the standard liquid rules at airports, but don't assume the same for Europe. While the EU is still enforcing the 100 milliliter limit per container, it's worth remembering that some airports are stricter than others. If you're crossing multiple borders, check out each country's specific liquid policy. Next up, let's talk about liquids in European airports. You heard right, the EU's liquid rule changes have been cancelled. That means the 100 milliliter limit per container is back. Some airports, which had relaxed the rules, are now enforcing them again due to issues with new scanners. To avoid trouble, pack all liquids in a clear quart-size bag, check larger bottles, and buy full-size items after security. For prescription meds, keep them in their original packaging and bring a doctor's note. If you're looking to save space, consider using solid alternatives like shampoo bars. So, are you ready to breeze through Europe's borders? Follow these tips, and you'll be walking through passport control like a pro. Now, when it comes to TSA Carry-On Rules in the United States, you should already know, unless you are a first-time traveler, there are a few things you need to keep in mind as we tackle 2025. First, the 311 rule for liquids is still in effect. You can bring liquids, gels, and aerosols in containers of 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters or less, all packed into one quart-size bag. You can bring one bag per passenger. That means if you're traveling with more than one person, each will need their own bag for liquids. And don't forget, medications and baby formula are exceptions, but they'll need to be declared separately. For electronics, at some airports, you'll still need to remove larger devices like laptops, tablets, and e-readers from your bag during screening unless you're enrolled in TSA PreCheck. I know for a fact that Fort Lauderdale Airport in Florida allows you to keep your devices in your bag while it goes through the scanner. If you know of any other airports that does that, please drop it in the comments section. Various new screening technologies are rolling out in 2025. And as mentioned before, airports like Fort Lauderdale will allow you to leave your laptop and other electronics in your carry-on. But keep an eye out for any specific airport guidelines. As it relates to airport carry-on sizes, European airlines are making things a bit tricky. Some allow 22-inch bags, while others cap it at 21 inches or even smaller. Budget airlines are the strictest, and their weight limits vary wildly. To avoid problems, aim for 22 by 14 by 9 inches, which fits most airline carry-on restrictions. A luggage scale can help you avoid surprise fees for overweight bags, and don't forget to keep airline-sized charts on your phone for quick reference. Some travelers also bring packable bags. These are great for when your primary carry-on might not meet stricter size limits at certain airports. It's a smart backup in case things change at the last minute. Traveling with kids? Big news. Airlines must now seat children under 13 next to at least one parent at no extra charge. Even if you book basic economy, they can't charge you extra to sit with your child. To secure the best seats, book early, check in 24 hours before departure, and always request family seating when booking. If an airline tries to separate your family, document everything. Take screenshots, save confirmations, and report any shady behavior. Let's talk about your rights. Airlines now have to issue automatic refunds for significant delays and cancellations. If your flight is delayed more than 3 hours, you get a refund. If your checked bags are lost, you'll get a refund on your baggage fees within 12 hours. And get this, if your flight is canceled, airlines will try to offer you 5-year travel vouchers, but you are entitled to a full cash refund. Always monitor your flight status, take screenshots of delay notifications, and save emails, boarding passes, and receipts. If you're stranded, keep your expense receipts. Airlines must cover reasonable costs during delays. Credit cards with travel protection can also help cover extra costs. Finally, airport security is about to get a major upgrade. Las Vegas will be the first to test self-service security screening for pre-check passengers. And thanks to 3D scanners, you'll no longer have to remove your laptop from your bag. If the trial goes well, expect more airports to follow suit. Face recognition is also expanding at U.S. airports, and international security standards will become more streamlined. Some connecting flights may no longer require an extra security check if they meet certain standards. Dublin already does this for U.S. flights, and other airports will join soon. Here are my final thoughts. But first, which of these rule changes surprised you the most? I would love to hear from your perspective. Drop a comment below and let me know. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Travel rules change constantly, and I'll keep you updated. If you're planning a trip soon, be sure to check out my playlists in the description. Please take a few minutes to check out the other links in the description. Anything you purchase will help to support the channel. Thanks in advance for doing so. And don't forget to visit the YouTube shopping area below the video. I value your support. Please share this video with your friends and family. I would certainly appreciate that. Oh, and one more thing. I am giving away a free ebook titled The Top 5 Travel Scenarios and How to Solve Them. The download link will be in the description. My free ebook will equip you with solutions for common travel mishaps so you can take your next trip with confidence. Okay, that's it for now. This is your channel host Cheryl saying bye until next time.